The Frenzy with Halley and Douglas on Sports 1440. Brought to you by Wilhuck Beef Jerky, home of Alberta's best beef jerky.
Just after 11 o'clock, good morning. Thank you for joining us here on The Frenzy, brought to you by Wilhock Beef Jerky, the home of Alberta's best beef jerky, online at wilhockbeefjerky.com. Only available in Leduc. Make the journey out there. Thank us later. Connor Halley, Brandon Douglas, Josh Fenwick, intern Connor here with you here today as we got lots to look at, lots to discuss on the program. We'll continue our look around the NFL. We delayed it a few days, of course. We said we would go back out to Denver. We were going to do it on Friday, but the morning show had a guest on Thursday, so we spread it out a little bit. But Andrew Mason going to join us, covers the Denver Broncos for Denver Sports 104.3. Talk a little Bo Nix. How's Jalen Waddle looking? That crowded backfield. How's it going to play out? Can the defense do again what they did last year? And then only a few more things. How does that division look in the mighty AFC West? We'll get to 3 rounds with Josh Fenwick. We can talk some Major League Baseball, the Blue Jays making their moves. Tyler Yaremchuk actually kind of nailed it last week on the Jason Greger show, just with the strategy they might have. So lots to look at. Text lines 1-833-401-1440 and email Connor at sports1440.ca, Brandon at sports1440.ca, and Josh at sports1440.ca. Duke, welcome back to the Frenzy. Did you miss it?
Oh, I missed it. I missed it big time. Missed all of you. Fun week filling in for Tommy on the morning show, which is obviously where I normally am, just on the other side of the desk, but then giving some of our listeners and viewers the reprieve from my voice, my face for that, fifth hour of being front and center. So it was good. Looking forward to be back into the kind of more regular cycle of things here moving forward until another round of vacations comes for, myself and many others here around the building. So it's good. Looking forward to and excited to dive back into some NFL chatter with Denver today.
Yeah, it'll be fun. Of course, over the weekend, Duke, you and I were there at the Elks game. Great turnout, over 31,000. Good time. They don't get the win, but, hanging around, proving that this is a competitive football team. I think the 2-goal or 2-point spread, like how the odd makers set that one, was unbelievable. Obviously, it was a 2-point game. Now, if the game was a little more competitive and maybe the Rough Riders wanted to run up the score, they could have at the end. They could have kicked the field goal, had a little roll on the bettors out there. They didn't, but the Elks now get a chance to head over to Montreal on the weekend, and it should be a fun one. The Alouettes are a very strong football team. You've shown that you can hang with the top dogs with the Rough Riders, and now you get a chance to do it again and show how you can bounce back. And the Elks have been good on the road this season as well. Some other football news. It is crazy. I mean, if you're a receiver in the NFL, you saw Zay Flowers get that 4-year, $140 million, $108 million guaranteed at the $35 million AAV. He's tied with Justin Jefferson as the 4th highest paid receiver. Can you believe that, dude? Can you believe Zay Flowers and Justin Jefferson are making the same amount of money?
Can you believe that? No, I can't. And we've talked about this extensively and several times over, Connor, about like each time the next quarterback signs their extension. Congratulations, you're the new richest quarterback.
Yeah.
We saw it last week. Another DB. It was a Denzel Ward, right? Got the extension. It was like, Congratulations, you're the new highest paid DB in the NFL. And for him, it's the second time. He'd already been once, got passed by a couple guys who, being frank, are probably better players than him at this point. We're talking, Pat Surtain, Derek Stingley, among others, but it just shows how desperate teams are to keep guys in-house rather than try and trade them, probably not get maximum value back for them, and then have to start all over again in the draft and find these players. Where in the MLB trade deadline, they pretty much employ the complete opposite approach. Oh, you're a free agent? Yeah, we're not going to pay you that. See you later. Have fun in LA, Tarek Skubal.
Yeah. I mean, and Zay Flowers is a fine player. I don't want to
very fine.
Don't want to slander him.
He's the team's number 1 receiver.
He is, and he's great after the catch, but he's 5 touchdowns is a career high. His 1,200 receiving yards last year, very impressive. Only in year 3. So we'll give him some credit there. And, in the playoffs, when they had made it his rookie season, he was very productive. But he's not a massive touchdown maker. But hey, we'll see. It's only 4 years. It takes him till he'll be 30 years old the following year after this contract. He'll turn 26 on September 11th, 2000 was when he was born. Good for him. Now, also, Bijan Robinson, now the highest paid running back in the NFL, per multiple reports. Schefter and Ian Rappaport saying it's a 3-year contract extension worth $75 million, $25 million per season. We had talked about that with our Lions guest last week. We kind of talked about, obviously Jahmyr Gibbs or Bijan, whoever gets the contract first is going to be the highest paid. It's Robinson, $25 million. The next highest paid running back in the NFL is Saquon Barkley at $20.6. So I would expect Jahmyr Gibbs' deal to come in at like 25.1, 25.2, give him that honor of being the highest paid. But we did not see it going that high. We thought maybe 22, 23. Good for Bijan. Get that money as much as you can and quick as you can. But he is now the highest paid running back. And I would say probably just for a couple of days before Jahmyr Gibbs will cash in on his deal. Duke, should we get to it?
You know what? I think we should.
Let's do it. 3 rounds.
Ring the bell. All right. Ding, ding.
Round 1.
All right, fellas. Round number 1. Who's better all time? Dan Marino or Drew Brees?
You go ahead.
I get to go first?
You go ahead. I'll let you handle this one.
Okay. I'm going to take what I think will probably be the less popular side of this, but it's a guy I actually got to watch play, which matters. And it's a guy that actually achieved the ultimate goal of all pro athletes, winning a championship. Drew Brees, I'll take him. What he did to help change the NFL and change how we view the position as an undersized player, the numbers he put up down in New Orleans were just tremendous. He wins a Super Bowl, and you can go into the deep dive about what that meant for the city of New Orleans following Hurricane Katrina, obviously, and all that. And he's a first ballot Hall of Famer, as he's going in later this week. So Marino's numbers are sterling. Like there's no debate about it. Like in an era of football where that wasn't really the norm in particular, but came up short. Right up there, the likes of Charles Barkley and others is the best to never win. So I'll take Brees because he got over the hump, and what he accomplished as an individual, as a passer, as a quarterback, were right there with the likes of Marino and others of his own contemporaries inside an era. So I'll take Drew Brees.
Yeah, I mean, I love Drew Brees. Obviously, was a Charger where he got his career. Probably started it off, and it started off slow. Like first couple years weren't great. Doug Flutie was above him on the depth chart, but he, got better. He improved. Obviously, had that torn labrum in his shoulder, which is why the Chargers let him walk, and they had already drafted Phillip Rivers. Kind of a sign of how things were going in LA. But he went to New Orleans and was incredible. He and Sean Payton were dynamic. No one could really stop that passing attack. And it's hard to go against him. But I think when you look back at Dan Marino, he's got the 3-time first-team All-Pro. Drew Brees has one. He doesn't have the Super Bowl, and that's going to be the one that will always come back to haunt him. But he's got an MVP. To the best of my knowledge, Drew Brees does not have a MVP. He has a Offensive Player of the Year award, but Dan Marino also has a couple of those. For what Dan Marino did during his time and how the game had changed, I lean towards Dan Marino. He's got less statistically, it's going to be not as high with the yards and such, but you got to also look at the era and how things were different there. And I think if Dan Marino, if he played in this era, he's putting up massive numbers, and that's why I'd go above him. He only had the one 5,000-yard passing season. That was incredible. Drew Brees has done that a bunch of times. But I just think a lot of it is when you play, you give me a quarterback to win me a game on the same team. I think I lead Dan Marino, just in a pretty incredible passer. And he was also pretty good in the movie Ace Ventura. So that might be the tiebreaker for me.
The movie appearance.
Yeah.
Splitting hairs.
He was good. He
was fine. Yeah, it's so tough because like Marino to me comes across as more of like one of the trailblazers of the modern passing game that we know and really appreciate about the NFL, the air attacks. Because was he the first quarterback to throw over 5,000 yards in a season?
He did in his second season.
Yeah.
If you go back and look at the top passing like of all time, and obviously with the added game, things are going to get a little easier. In the top 10, there's only one quarterback that played in the 80s.
Yeah.
And it was Dan Marino. You've got Elway, you've got Warren Moon there, and you've got Tarkenton, which is crazy. He played in the 60s. It shows how good he was and probably gets slept on. But I feel like all these guys from the 80s and 90s and earlier are just slowly falling out of the top list here because of the increased passing game.
Yeah. It just like all that being said, like Breeze threw for 5,000 yards 4 times.
Something at least 3.
I got 4 times and came very close. 2 other 49, 52, 48, 70. Like, would we have Baker Mayfield without Drew Brees? Would we have Kyler Murray without Drew Brees? Right? Like forever it was, you got to be this big to play quarterback, and Brees really showed. And you talk about that early career injury with his shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
Once he landed in New Orleans, just the picture of consistency and reliability. Later years, maybe not so much. He was still going out there, but a real shadow of obviously the player we'd come to know. Both guys' long careers, just absolute no-brain Hall of Famers, all-time greats. But yeah, Breeze, listen, rings. So your tiebreaker is the Ace Ventura. My tiebreaker is the Super Bowl.
Yeah, the Dolphins team.
Oh, a team that is the only undefeated one in history?
Oh, that's the franchise.
Yeah,
not
I know,
that team.
but so Dolphins are the Dolphins. Saints are the Saints.
Yeah, that was a good era that the Dolphins had. Good question, Josh. Round 2.
Round 2.
Numero dos. Should rings matter when it comes to making a league's all-time top 5 best players?
Wow, how convenient.
I just argued this one. Yeah, I think it should. Well, like when you get into the topic of top 5, I think that's totally fair to do so. Like, and it's going to weigh different in different sports. In the association, I think it's massive because, I mean, there's 5 players out there. You're playing a lot of the game, and you're also playing defense. It's not like a quarterback going out there. Look at Joe Burrow a couple years ago. His team could average 38, but they're giving up 39, right? Like, you're out there for the entirety of the game. You can do so much and have such a big impact on a game. I think, you go down in the NBA, I would say it's the most. And, depending on your position, NHL, NFL, Major League Baseball, I think it can be tough because you're, 1 of 9. And even if you're an ace pitcher, you're only going out there once every 3 to 5 games, lesser in the playoffs. So I think it does matter, but only like in that. Like if we're like talking of the best and you need that differentiating factor, I'm good with it going to championships.
Well, Connor, I think you made a few of my points for me in there that it and the sport absolutely dictates the legitimacy of, the rings being on your resume for the GOAT case or, top 5 case, whatever the argument may be. Like in sports like football and hockey and baseball, that's 3 of your big 4. Like basketball kind of is the anomaly in that, where an individual person, you can be the best, the most skilled, the fastest, the hardest shooting, the best throwing, whatever. Your ability to impact a game, let alone a full season and a championship as an individual is so limited that it's a great addition to have in your trophy case, but you need that team success to come with the help of others. And so just because Connor McDavid might not never win a Stanley Cup, does that mean he's not going to be one of the top 5 players of all time? Obviously, absolutely not. He's doing things that we have never seen or haven't seen since very different eras of hockey when it comes to scoring, when it comes to production. His skating is the best the league's ever seen. And the same could be, like we just talked about, Marino. Like, does he not deserve to be in the conversation for a top 5 all-time quarterback just because he didn't win a Super Bowl? No, I don't think so. Now, if all else is equal and the only difference is a ring or not, yeah, I'll take that into consideration for sure. But I don't think it should be a be-all, end-all. So I guess to the question, should it matter? I suppose, but I think it's a pretty low-ranking element to consider.
Yeah, and it has to be top 5. Like, we're not going to say Trent Dilfer versus Dan Marino. Well, he got a ring, so he's better, right?
Yeah,
like,
right.
You're obviously not going
automatically. It's like it's a queue system.
Yeah,
you're in this tier. All right, well, you're automatically queued above anybody that's not in that tier because they didn't.
But if you were to say, like, we get to the point where McDavid continues this run, doesn't win, and then who's better, he or Sidney Crosby? Like, well, Sidney won on every level, right? You're going to be like, okay, well, I think that gives him the advantage. Yes, it's in the top 5 of all time, so it might be like that. But yeah, like, I think it's kind of a loaded question because it differentiates between every sport, and then it also, like, it's got to be like the elite of the elite, in my opinion.
Nothing to finish with, Josh?
Final round.
Final round, that's it.
What's the better sports meme? The Michael Jordan, and I took that personally, or the Fergie national anthem?
I'm really glad I get first choice on this last question because I love the Fergie national anthem thing. What's the meme there?
You've never seen it used in a meme?
No, to me, it's that I took that personally. That when Last Dance came out, you could not scroll one like page length on whatever social media platform you're using without seeing that. Whether it was me out wrestling with calving cows and trying to get them the tags put on despite being by myself, or athletes talking about, you know, people doubting them in the media or writing bad articles. It was everywhere. It's the Jordan one for sure. Connor, do you know what the actual furry, like, we all know the context of the event, but what's the meme?
Well, I mean, I know which one's better, which one's more popular. I guess we did see the dances to the Fergie meme, like the Golden State Warriors dance. Did you see that one?
No.
In the locker room? It was pretty funny. Yeah, I mean, the Jordan one was incredible, though. Like, it was just on so many levels. Didn't even have to be sports related. You could just use that, like you said, like talking about doing cows.
So is the Fergie thing, is it Draymond's face? Is that the meme? When he's just full fly trap mode?
Or is it them laughing, like all the guys laughing? Because that was
so what's like, what context do you use that meme in? Give me an example.
Oh, well, I'm not a meme maker. I can't just say, but like, I don't know. Maybe it's more of a TikTok thing than a thing you would see on Twitter, but I don't know the right context that I could. It's about hearing things.
I want you to think about this.
Okay.
And then we'll loop back to it at the end of the show, because I genuinely can't think of like what's the context that would be used in.
So Know Your Meme has a page for this one. It's the performance of the Star Spangled Banner. I'm just trying to think about what they might have here. So there was some good news that came out of it. Draymond is all of us when he was just looking confused. There's a picture of Klay Thompson bleeding from the ear, saying after hearing Fergie sing the national anthem, which just so things like that, I guess, would have come from it. The player reactions were unbelievable, though.
Oh, no doubt.
But I think we know exactly what the better meme is.
And maybe this is a personal thing. A meme is it's a JPEG or an IMG. Like if you're moving to GIF format or a video, like, that's not a meme anymore. That's a video or a TikTok.
Difference in generations, I guess.
A meme is like 2D. Catch my drift.
I don't think I've ever had.
It's stationary. It's a single image with essentially a caption.
Okay,
that's
boomer.
a meme. Connor,
you just got okay boomered.
Do you think that hurts my feelings? I don't have feelings. I come from a tough generation.
You don't have any feelings or any knees. That's nice.
The knees are still there. They're just missing a few parts.
They're still there. We're gonna go open in the next segment. Little issue with having our next guest on. My issue, not his.
Is this a time zone thing?
No.
Oh,
it's worse. I put PM instead of AM. That's what I get.
That is worse.
That's what I get for trying to book a show while watching the little Benny.
Because my follow-up was going to be, Connor, Denver's in the same time.
I know. He was shout out to Andrew Mason, like being willing to come on at 11:20 p.m.
That's a baller.
I might just call him and talk football.
He's like, hey, you want to just chat? Want to just hang?
Not quite, but so yes, we'll get to the inbox in the next segment here. We'll have some fun. There's lots going on in the NFL. We can talk about the CFL as well, Blue Jays and more. But
and maybe Josh can more quickly get back to us once he's accumulated an example of the Fergie meme, because he currently is coming up empty. Just like last week when I asked Donovan to give me a better hot sauce than Buffalo and he had no response.
He just forgot about flavors. Like he could have said literally anything. I was in my car listening to that. I'm like, salt and pepper, teriyaki, hotiyaki, dill, barbecue. There's just lots.
And then the only example he gave after I gave him a minute to literally Google it was like a very specific niche craft brand of hot sauce. That's his only example.
Do you know, you said buffalo sauce is hot sauce mixed with things?
Yeah, it by definition.
I did not know that. I thought buffalo sauce was just like hot sauce.
No, it's take any generic hot sauce, Frank's or whatever, like pepper-based sauce, and you melt butter in it and add white vinegar.
Okay. See, that I don't eat hot things, so I like never would even consider.
And then if you're getting a little extra, like maybe you put in some seasoning or something, I suppose, if you want to. Like, I don't mind a little quick shake of Miss Dash into my homemade buffalo sauce.
Now you're talking my language. What's your favorite sports meme? So like, Vince Carter, I got one more in me. That's a good one.
The LeBron to Wade.
That's a good one, yeah. I always like, just to take Josh's side here, when people like, it doesn't have to be 2D. When people say like, let's just say pretend we were good at our jobs. Connor and Brandon on the frenzy, and then they post a video of Shaq and Kobe like lighting it up. I always like that one when they drop it in. So you can let us know as well your favorite sports memes if you got one. When we come back, hey, we'll talk a little Denver Broncos as well. We don't have a guest, but Brandon and I will run through.
Well, good news. I chatted with Brandon Cristal from Denver last week, so I've got all the intel.
You're the next best thing.
Can I remember it? We'll see.
It is The Frenzy, brought to you by Will Hawk Beef Jerky here on Sports 1440, streaming on YouTube, Facebook, X, Instagram, and Twitch. Brought to you by, again, Will Hawk Beef Jerky.
Tap into the fun of Play Alberta's most popular casino games. From the fast-paced spins of Cash Eruption to the retro thrills of Sevens Wild, online excitement is always at your fingertips. Spin through your choice of popular slots or discover Alberta-exclusive games you won't find anywhere else. Visit playalberta.ca/Gregor to learn more. That's playalberta.ca/Gregor. Must be 18 plus to play. If you gamble, use your game sense.
Silent Ice Sports and Entertainment is an innovative market leader across Western Canada. Properties include the Spruce Grove Saints, the Junior Prospects Hockey League, Silent Rides Charter Company, the Hockey Super League, and the newly launched Female Super League. Silent Ice also owns the Western Hockey League Seattle Thunderbirds and operates the Morinville AAA Arena. The Silent Ice Center, a new state-of-the-art entertainment facility in Nisku, features 2 sheets of ice, a 1,600-seat arena, as well as Summit Restaurant. Learn more at silentice.com.
What a performance by Action Electrical today. Their projects team kicked things off, designing and building with unmatched skill.
Then the service team swoops in for those crucial repairs and maintenance. And don't forget the testing team, ensuring everything's safe and sound before the solar team scores with sustainable energy.
A complete team effort. Have Action Electrical bring home a win for you and your project. Visit actionelectrical.net.
Welcome to the Bro Zone, the ultimate garage setup for checking out the big game.
70-inch TV? Check.
Surround sound? Check.
Mini fridge fully stocked? A check.
But a legendary Bro Zone needs legendary snacks.
Will Hawk Beef Jerky.
Load up on Alberta's best beef jerky. It's the perfect game day companion when you're watching from the ultimate fan cave.
Will Hawk Beef Jerky, because you can't have summer fun with salad. Only available in Leduc.
At Papa John's, we know it's not just a pizza. It's a family gathering. A happy birthday, a special celebration, or just a sigh of relief at the end of a busy day. For a limited time, get large one-topping pizzas for only $14.99 each on original, thin, or New York-style crust. Use promo code L1499 at papajohns.ca or on the Papa John's app. Get yours today. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's.
Hi, Mike here from Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. Car shopping sucks. That's right. Going back and forth 100 times just to get a price. Give me your credit card for a test drive. What's all these extra fees? That sounds ridiculous. At Northgate, we do things a little differently. Good deals on new, pre-owned vehicles, good people, and a great selection. And don't forget about our employee pricing. Stop in and see us today, 13215 97th Street, or visit us online at northgategm.com.
You're in Northgate country.
At GS Construction, people grow with the company.
50 years of experience doesn't live in a binder on a shelf. It lives in our people at every level, passed down on every site. Many of us started with a shovel in our hands and built whole careers here. The work is honest. The company's been around since 1974. So if it all sounds good to you and you want to grow with us, GS Construction is currently looking for experienced pipe layers and topmen. No shovel required. Visit gsconstruction.ca today.
Photographers, start your cameras. Vision Credit Union's annual photo contest is back. We're asking you to show us the people, places, and moments that made you glad you chose this rural life. Maybe it's the view from your farm, a walk down Main Street, neighbors pitching in, a weekend at the rodeo, or a sunset down a back road. Share your photo to show why life in rural Alberta is a choice worth celebrating. Enter and vote at whatsyourshare.ca.
Recently, our company softball team lost a big game by 1 run. Then Dale tried to console us with the quote, "Winning isn't everything." Well, Dale and I are very different. I get early payout from Bet365. If my team goes up big, I get paid out instantly, even if they blow the lead later. Sound familiar, Dale? Thanks, Bet365.
If gambling is affecting your mental health or well-being, 211 Alberta is here to help. Call or text 211 or visit ab.211.ca. 18 plus all. T's and C's apply.
Quick opinions and fun times. The Frenzy with Halley and Douglas on Sports 1440. Presented by Wilhauk Beef Jerky, home of Alberta's best beef jerky.
Here on Sports 1440. Brought to you by Wilhauk Beef Jerky, the home of Alberta's best beef jerky online, wilhaukbeefjerky.com. Only available in Leduc. So check them out. Tell them we sent you. Connor Halley, Brandon Douglas with you here. Text line 1-833-401-1440. This segment brought to you by Elks Nation. Check out the new website, elksnation.ca. Articles, podcasts, and more breaking down the green and gold, the most in-depth W football coverage online, elksnation.ca. Of course, the Elks will be back in action on Saturday. So a couple new shows before then with Declan Kruger and Eddie Steele. 1 o'clock kickoff. I'll be down at Castlewood Pub if you want to come watch at the watch party. Really good pizza. If you want to come down there, it's a good time at Castlewood for the annual event. We head down there. I've been down there like 4 or 5 times now. It's a good spot. We are going to look at the Denver Broncos a little bit here. A little miscommunication on our guest. My bad. But I want to get to a couple texts here. It is kind of interesting. 2 known Ravens fans. Deanocracy says, Zay Flowers deserves every penny. CJ EDM says, Ravens blew the bag on Zay. They should use that money and get a proven number 1. Boys, why does my team never sign high-end wide receivers? Drives me absolutely nuts. Annoyed, CJ EDM. Man, it's kind of become like the running joke with the Baltimore Ravens and bringing in washed-up receivers that we don't know are necessarily washed up yet. But by the time their time ends there, it's like, okay, that didn't work. DeAndre Hopkins was there, right? Odell Beckham Jr.
Yep. Steve Smith.
Steve Smith was good though.
He was good because was he on the Super Bowl winning team?
I don't.
Or the team that
so.
went to the second one, the Harbaugh one.
I don't think so. Maybe I don't think so though.
Okay. Or was he on the Niners and then went to the Ravens, after losing in that Super Bowl? Does that track?
No, he's only been on 2 teams. He was there 14, 15, 16.
Oh yeah, okay, that's well.
But like he was good, didn't he? I think he popped his Achilles one of the years there, and only played in 7 games. He had a 1,000-yard season, gave him a little swagger. There's more. I mean, Derek Mason went there after a long time in Tennessee, but I think he was actually pretty good. He was a really good player. We should try to get him on the show. I think he's doing media down in the Nashville area. Gruff says, but Breeze was never BFFs with Ace Ventura. Exactly.
Well, it seems your fox in the whole argument is holding a lot more weight than mine.
We don't worry about championships, but how many movies were you in? That was huge.
Oh, okay, I'll say it. Well, you know what that means then, Connor? The GOAT? It's OJ. He was in some good movies.
He was in a lot of movies. Guy was a heck of a running back. There's no denying that. Off the field,
not so much.
Well, yeah, not so much. He was a Naked Gun, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All of them. Nordberg. He was Leslie Nelson's partner.
Yeah. You're thinking of Anquan Bolden, Duke.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Here's I don't even know what year Anquan Bolden started in the NFL. Was it 2001? 2002? Let me just go make sure about this one. 2003. That was the first year I played fantasy football. And I remember
was he sick?
He popped off his rookie year. I think he's a second round pick out of FSU. And we were like getting off the bus, walking into the school, and we're like, hear about this Anquan Bolden guy? Because we just started our league, and I was like, it's too soon. I'm not picking him up. He was basically like Puka Nacua for me, like 20 years apart. Where
This is a flash in the pan.
Yeah, it's not going to happen. And then he just keeps popping off every week. HD says, have you guys seen the video where Oprah tries to wipe the scar off Breeze's face? No, I haven't seen that.
Is that real?
Is it? Yeah, is it real?
AI these days.
I think he's kind of had some like work on the birthmark to lower it. And then he also came back with really good hair.
Once he retired and became a TV guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, joined the long list.
Him and Urlacher.
Like, how do you not think we'd notice that? You were bald.
But was he bald or did he shave his head?
I suppose that's the thought process, but he was bald.
I mean, actually, I'm looking at it. His like photo, you can see that it does recede quite a bit. But he came back with a full good head of hair. Hey man, I'm all for it. If you want to get hair transplants, I'm all for it.
Play your role. But here's where I'll put my foot in the ground. Admit it. Just tell us. And listen, right hand up. I don't know if Urlacher is like, I don't think he's ever denied it, but I don't know. I also don't think he's ever come out and be like, yeah, I got plugs. Just tell us. We don't care. Do what you want. If you're shelling out the bucks to do it here, maybe you're going over to Turkey, getting it done a little cheaper. Good for you. Feel yourself. I think Declan should look into this.
Do you think so?
I do.
There's options in Edmonton still.
Well, yeah, like Dr. Vance Elliott.
Yeah.
I think Declan could probably get a pretty sweet deal.
Yeah, I think Declan's pulling off the shaved head pretty good, though.
He is, but I don't know if you knew this. Eddie shaved it for him in the basement of Elks Nation.
What?
Like, because Declan was just... Because I just buzzed mine, right?
Yeah.
I haven't got to the Bic stage yet. But Eddie told Declan, no, man, just do it. So he did it for him. He shaved his head with a razor in the basement of Elks, the Nation HQ.
Just like one random light bulb hanging?
That's what I said. I'm like, what? And when did this happen? Why did it happen? Was actually the bigger question. And he said he was just looking out for him.
Well, I did not know that. That's interesting. Because Deck wears a hat a lot of the time still too. So when he pops it off, it is kind of like, oh, forgot you did that. But I think it looks good. He's pulling it off.
He's pulling it off very well.
Watched the Jason Statham movie last night.
And it was
the first half.
Shades of Declan.
Shades of Declan, Shades of You, all you guys.
What accent? Was he British?
Scottish, I think.
Okay.
He was a former member. He's off the Scottish Isles or something.
What movie is this?
I don't know. It was on Amazon. We only got like halfway through it. He's kicking ass, though. You know.
Well,
that.
he always does. These are the things we know.
Pretty unbelievable. He took down like 5 alpha team guys. It was pretty cool. Denver Broncos. Let's just touch on it quickly. We might get a Broncos guest on later on this offseason, but we'll do a little look through it here. When I bring up Bo Nix to you, statistically, from year 1 to year 2, threw the ball more, completed less passes, threw for more yardage, averaging 6.7 in year 1, dropped down to 6.4. His touchdown total dropped by 4. His interception total dropped by 1. His rushing yardage dropped down by about 80 yards, and as did his touchdown. So for me, I've always said I think Bo Nix is a great quarterback. I just want to see his deep field passing, the accuracy get better in that aspect. But for Bo Nix, coming off the ankle injury, or was it foot, lower body, let's just say, I've got high hopes for him. And Jalen Waddle, like, hey, there's the guy. If you're going to overthrow guys, he might be fast enough to run underneath it. So it might just correct that little issue. But what are your thoughts on Bo Nix going into year 3, Duke?
Yeah, I like that he didn't really endure the sophomore slump, right? And I don't know if that's because of the strength of the let's just use the comparison in Houston. And C.J. Stroud, he's been around the year longer, obviously. But like these are two teams that the offense doesn't really blow you away, but the defense is right there at the tops of the best the league has to offer. So Nick's I think he knows that he doesn't need to try and do more than he's capable of. If you want to call it a game manager, so be it. But I too have really high hopes. And when I talked to Brandon Cristal last week, I kind of asked him and said, like, is the addition of Waddle now put like an extra layer of pressure on Nick's to further elevate his game and take it to another tier on this Denver team that lost in the AFC Championship game playing with Jarrett Stidham at quarterback? And he said, yeah, like there's definitely an extra level of pressure and expectation now on Nick's, which is crazy to say because he's first round pick, pretty much immediately tagged as franchise QB. And so far, I think he's lived up to his share of the bargain, right? It's not a first overall guy, but still first round. Was it 12 when he went? Like that naturally comes with pressure. But I do think that now that he's finally been handed a genuine, bona fide number one receiver in Jalen Waddle, like this team has to have Super Bowl expectations. And I mean like real ones, not just, coach speak in the locker room and players talking to the media and stuff. Like it's a legitimate expectation for the organization in the AFC this year.
I would think so. Now, I mean, it could be tougher. Like assuming the Chiefs bounce back, the Chargers stay healthy. It's a competitive division. I think there's going to be better teams with the Bengals and maybe the Bills. Hope they have some things. The Patriots going to try to rebuild, or not rebuild, but build off what they did last season. It's going to be a tough one. What about that backfield? Now, if we put on our fantasy frenzy caps for a second here, you got Dobbins, Harvey, Jonah Coleman, Jaleel McLaughlin. Like he's a good player at one point. I don't know if he'll be lingering around or anything like that, but that might be like a room I kind of stay away from, Duke. I don't know about you, but I don't love. And I mean, we'll have to go down to camp and find out eventually. But I heard people saying Jonah Coleman might get reps this year as well.
Well, like the team that trades away their first round pick to shore up your receiver room in Waddle, and then you turn around and use your second available selection, which is in the 4th round, on another running back. I think they clearly like this player. And Sean Payton, it's, like 1,000-yard rusher. It's not really in his bag. He likes committee systems, usually at least the two backs in particular, and then relying on his quarterback, whether it was Drew Brees or now Bo Nix is his guy. The Russell Wilson thing didn't really work out. So if I had to, I think I'd be taking a flyer on Dobbins, knowing that he's going to miss time, right? But productive in the touches he gets, whether that be at the start of the season, middle of the season, the end of the season, wherever his longest run of games comes, you expect him to be productive in those touches. Now, if you're looking for a handcuff or a dynasty league, keeper league type end of draft flyer, I'd probably lean more towards Coleman than I would RJ Harvey.
Mm-hmm.
Just because you just drafted Harvey. He was one of the top running backs in last year's dynasty drafts and rookie drafts. Didn't really do that much, right? Even in Dobbins' absence. So I think when you see them go and get another guy and spend some decent capital on him in their second available pick, I think it kind of shows that they're interested in what he can do. And Harvey last year, 540 yards, 3.7 average, 7 scores, right? So pretty impressive. And then he actually had 5 in the pass game too. So the numbers actually are pretty decent. Clearly a dual threat, but I think they're maybe looking at Coleman as providing something else.
It is funny when you look at this Broncos depth chart, and you have to give them a lot of credit. Like they are returning on offense every starter. The only new addition is Jalen Waddle when you look at their depth chart. If you even go to their second team offense, everyone's back from last year with the exception of Cage Casey, who they drafted. On defense, no changes. They are essentially returning the exact same group. They're extremely familiar. And then even going to their second team defense, it's 2 rookies and Sean French Jr., who they bring over from San Fran. Like this is a team. If there is an injury, they should have no issue slotting someone up into that. I mean, Jahdae Barron, I'm curious to see what he does going into year 2. He was a first-round pick out of Texas last year. Like, it's a really good team. If they stay healthy, watch out for the Broncos this upcoming season. We'll take a quick break here. When we come back, we'll get to more of your texts, 1-833-401-1440. It's the Frenzy, brought to you by Wilhock Beef Jerky.
Action Electrical's projects team takes the field, folks, ready to execute the entire play for new commercial builds.
Absolutely. They're masters of design, build, sketching strategy from initial blueprints to core electrical infrastructure. The team never misses on complex projects.
Known for handling big league constructions and major renovations, ensuring flawless execution, hire the Action Electrical team to bring home a win for your project. Visit actionelectrical.net.
Got a car you're ready to part with? Find out what it's worth. Fast, easy, and totally free at Go Auto. We're talking top dollar trade-ins, whether it's a little worn or still rocking that new car smell. Just a few clicks, and boom, you've got your value. Text value to 780-777-7777 to start. That's value to 780 all sevens. Why guess what it's worth? Let Go Auto show you the money.
Albertans love to debate the best way to enjoy summer sports.
No. Playing on the field is the best, man.
No way. Watching from the sidelines, way more relaxing.
You're both crazy. Checking out the game from the Bro Zone is where it's at.
But there's one thing every sports fan agrees on.
Wilhock Beef Jerky.
Wherever you catch the action, load up on Alberta's best beef jerky.
Wilhock Beef Jerky, because you can't have summer fun with salad. Only available in Leduc.
Thinking of growing your business? In partnership with Prairie's Can, the Alberta Chambers of Commerce is helping businesses explore new opportunities, new markets, and build connections through organized trade missions across Canada. Find the right mission for you at abchamber.ca/trade missions.
Hi, I'm Colin Livingston, president of Cantork. We've been tightening bolts and redefining our industry for 25 years. Yes, a quarter century, and we're just getting started. Check us out at cantork.com. Our tools age better than I do.
What if you could hire motivated, safety-trained youth with no risk and funding to support you? At Careers the Next Generation, we make hiring easy with funded internships across Alberta in trades, IT, forestry, and more. Interns are WCB covered, complete high school accredited safety trained, and arrive ready to contribute from day one. With 42% of RAP students completing their apprenticeship by age 22, you get skilled workers faster. Spots are filling up. Visit careersnextgen.ca today.
Legacy Heating and Cooling is serious about cooling. In fact, we offer multiple ways to cool your home. So you better
call Legacy. Call Legacy.
If you're looking for traditional air conditioning, we got you.
Call Legacy. Call Legacy.
Or ask us about a heat pump to help you heat and cool.
Call Legacy. Call Legacy.
Cool with AC or cool with a heat pump. Cool your home with Legacy Heating and Cooling.
No fluff, no fillers, just pure entertainment. Sports 1440 brings the heat with bold opinions, big personalities, and Edmonton's fiercest fans. This is your turf. This is Edmonton's sports leader, Sports 1440.
I'm Dr. Vance Elliott. The goal of every one of the thousands of hair restoration procedures I've performed is a full, natural-looking head of hair. I work directly with my patients for the consultation, the procedure, and the follow-up, so we can achieve the best results possible. When people see what we accomplish, I don't want them to think, "Wow, great hair transplant." I want them to think,
Wow, great hair.
Go to drvanceelliott.com and contact us today.
Bashaw Concrete Products. From concrete and septic tanks to blocks, precast water pads, Jersey barriers, and aggregate. Farmers, contractors, homeowners. Plan your next project at BashawConcrete.com. Family owned, over 60 years pouring. Bashaw Concrete Products. Once again, start here. BashawConcrete.com. Get your lineups and laughs right here on The Frenzy with Halley and Douglas on Sports 1440, presented by Wilhock Beef Jerky.
$11:46. Welcome back. It is the Frenzy here on Sports 1440. Of course, you can always watch us on YouTube at Sports 1440 AM. Jake said, "You guys ever consider the opening the super chat function on this chat?" I don't know what that is, Jake, but I'm gonna make sure we figure that out.
Josh, do you know what that is? Super chat.
It's probably something ON has, but I couldn't tell you. I bet you it's pay us and you get to be a part of a different chat.
Let's premium chat.
Exactly. Our crack intern is searching it up right now, I think.
He should know this. He's young.
He's older than I am.
Okay, well then you should know it too. You're the one calling me boomer
Just
earlier.
exposed yourself. Do you guys know the Denver Broncos also have Hakeem Butler on the team? Former Edmonton Elk?
I did not know that.
Yeah. Now you know. He's been all over the place. Cards, Panthers, Eagles, BC Lions, Elks, St. Louis Battlehawks, Steelers, Battlehawks, Bengals, Battlehawks, now the Denver Broncos. 6'5", 240. I remember seeing him at Elks practice. I was like, this guy is going to run this league. I think they ended up releasing him around April, but obviously there's enticing things there.
The physical package. Super
Chat is donations. Oh, you know what? Just bring your donations to the mall and we'll take them.
In the form of cookies.
Cookies, whatever you want. Whatever you're thinking. Triple C had said, how about those 49ers and every offensive starter being injured?
Substation keeps growing.
The substation might be like my favorite subplot of the NFL season, where it's like the people are posting pictures of like Mike Evans catching a ball, but the substation is just bigger and closer, and it's taking them all down slowly with the electromagnetic fields causing chronic soft tissue injuries. MTR does not like this talk, I'm sure. He told Triple C and Shrek, worry about your bum arm QB. Okay. Anyways, apparently people can donate. I think you can. Okay, no. You can do that on Oilers Nation. So if you watch the Jason Greger show on Oilers Nation, you can do that. You can donate. We've had people do that. And I think it all goes to the Ben Stelter Foundation. But no, we don't. I don't think we have that set up right now. What would we take your money for? Well, I guess we could do a charity. But I don't think we like to ask for your money unless we're giving you something back, like a hat or something along those lines. Coming up next here on Sports 1440, it will be the Lowdown with Low Tide. They'll be joined by former NHLer, co-host on the Tom Gazzola Show, Sean Bell, as well as Donovan Paulson, live from, I think he's in Niagara Falls. He posted a picture that he was there. So there, or maybe on the ride back, or he'll be in Toronto.
Could you imagine being Donovan's buddies on this trip with him? And you're on your ride back from Niagara Falls back to Toronto. Yeah, sorry guys, I just got to do a quick phone call, and it's just him screaming into his phone for 15 minutes, complaining about how the LA Dodgers are ruining baseball. Meanwhile, they're all just like sitting there silently, can't even listen to the radio.
Yeah, they're probably just laughing at him.
Tell you what, Connor, when I take my trip to Toronto in a few weeks, you can call me because I also am going to Niagara Falls, and I'll get that. Well, I'll do my hit. I'll do a hit with you guys on the car ride, and really take away part of the experience of the vacation from all my friends.
If they're respectful. I mean, they might just keep talking.
Actually, well, one of the people on that trip is longtime texter Bryce. He will not be.
He'll be like, I'm making my debut, and just yell into the background.
So at that point, I'll just throw my phone out the car window.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Donovan's going to get mad. It's kind of his thing, right? Gets angry.
Yeah.
What have the Dodgers done that's illegal? This is like getting mad at Vegas back in the day or for whatever. Like, so there's no salary cap. They have a lot of money. I think every MLB owner is pretty rich. They could probably spend the money, but they don't. This trade was not giving more money to anyone else. It was just a trade, which every other contending team could have put together a package if you drafted properly and had these good prospects. I don't like it, but Major League Baseball has allowed this. This is an MLB problem to me, not necessarily a Dodgers problem, because they've built a pretty good like prospect pool, have they not? Plus, they've got the money.
Well,
and like what? It did bug me this past offseason. Who went there?
Kyle
Tucker and Diaz, right?
Yeah.
That did kind of bug me. Like, it's annoying for sure, but I'm more mad at the league for letting it happen.
The free agency argument is one that I think is easier to get frustrated at because they just outspend everyone. And as a result, like drive up the prices for the next round too, which are the only ones who can afford it, and on and on. But this is a trade.
Yeah.
For a player on an expiring contract. Every single team had equal opportunity to make. Scuba has no trade protection. This isn't the This isn't the Edmonton Oilers where they give it out to every Tom, Dick, and Harry on the team.
Who?
All of them.
Oh, Tom, Dick, and Harry. And I mean,
what stopped the Milwaukee Brewers from putting together a package? Which, by the way, their pipeline is very much stocked, similar to the Dodgers is than any other teams. They're a first place team in their division. They have World Series aspirations, pennant aspirations. You've got a great club. And you instead to trade for Dusty May? Like, you can be upset with the Dodgers, and I'm right there, the idea that they're the new evil empire. They've taken that mantle from the Yankees because of this, spend happy and success that they've actually had go with it, countering the Mets, who spend just as much, but
they
suck.
spend more.
Yeah, and are terrible. Success breeds the resentment. We've talked about that extensively on this show. You can hit, but be more mad at your team for not making the trade.
Yeah.
Essentially, whatever team that might be, whether you're a contender or not.
I always I just go and I say, okay, the Mets have spent more and they're bad. Like you kind of have to give the Dodgers credit for what they've been able to build and taking the honor almost of being the evil empire. They don't call bad teams the evil empire. Like that, the Elks, the Eskimos were the evil empire for a while. Why? Because they won. People wanted to go there. For the Dodgers to take that from the Yankees, that's pretty impressive. That's big. Brad says, I'm less bothered this happening in the Major League Baseball due to owners' egos than what happens in the NBA due to player egos. Yeah. I mean, in Major League Baseball too, like I kind of would love to see some players say, I want to win here. I want to build this team up. But it's tougher to win in baseball as an individual, as we've stated.
But so in a world where there is no salary cap, right?
Sounds like a movie trailer.
In a world, put yourself in Tarek Scooble's shoes.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
So the Dodgers come to you and this is a little bit hypothetical. They say, we're willing to pay you this record-setting type contract, you 2-time Cy Young winner, but just so you know, we're not going to spend any money anywhere else. Like, that's going to take everything out of us. Why would you want to sign there?
Mm-hmm.
Instead, you go to the Dodgers, where who knows if they'll re-sign him because they've already got such a stocked group of pitchers, whatever. But maybe he goes to the Yankees or to the Mets. These are teams that will spend the money to bring in the good players and then keep spending money to bring in more good players. That is the benefit of living in a world where there's no salary cap in your league. And if you're the uber rich, which guess what? Most of these teams and owners are, you just pay your luxury tax and move on.
Yeah, that's it.
And the same could be said for Paul Skeens, right? That's the next big thing coming up because the Pirates, notoriously cheap, notoriously never pay their guys, and they go on to play for someone else. If Skeens signs there for a huge contract, does he not think like, well, now it's just gonna yeah, I'm rich, but I'm not going to play for a good team. If he moves elsewhere, he can be rich and play for a good team.
And live in Southern California.
Or the Bronx.
Get a nice penthouse.
Or Queens. right? That's where Citi Field is.
How close do you live?
Don't you know your boroughs?
Man, I don't even know Vancouver's boroughs. I don't know anything. I know that Sherwood Park's pretty much Edmonton now, right? They're essentially touching. Leduc's got adult distance.
Yeah. Sorry, I was laughing at MTR's text. Dusty May right now, and is the gif of 50 Cent doing like, what I say?
All right, that music means we're out of here. Thanks for joining us today. Check the podcast if you missed it, or go over to Sports 1440 AM on YouTube. You can watch the show. Low Tide coming up next, followed by the Jason Greger Show. Now, Sports 1440 update with the Duke, brought to you by the Edmonton Elks. Kick off the second half of the season with a 5-game ticket pack and get a $25 voucher. Get your half-season pass today at goelks.com/tickets. Edmonton Elks, our city, our year.
This is a Sports 1440 update.
Baltimore Ravens and Zay Flowers coming to terms on a lucrative new contract, 4-year agreement worth $140 million, including $108 million guaranteed for the 25-year-old wide receiver. Zay Flowers, a 2-time Pro Bowler. Earlier on this morning, the Atlanta Falcons and star running back Bijan Robinson also terms on an extension, 3-year deal worth up to $75 million that will make him the highest paid running back in NFL history. $51 million of that deal is guaranteed for the 2-time Pro Bowler. In the majors today, full slate of games post-deadline, including the Blue Jays continue their set in Houston against the Astros. Trey Savage on the bump for the Bluebirds. First pitch coming 6:10. Catch that game right here on Sports 1440. Elsewhere, Red Sox hosting the White Sox at Fenway. Dodgers are at Wrigley to take on the Cubbies. And the St. Louis Cardinals continue their set in the Bronx against the New York Yankees. WCL action tonight in Bellingham. The Riverhawks, second to last game of the regular season, taking on the Bells. First pitch, 7:35 Mountain. And finally, Hlinka Gretzky Cup action from our city, resuming today. Canada up against Slovakia for a 5 o'clock puck drop, and 3 other games, including Czechia playing Germany at 1, Sweden up against Switzerland at 3, and the nightcap, United States taking on Finland, puck drop at 7. Coming up on Sports 1440, it is the Lowdown with Low Tide. I'm Brandon Douglas, at your Sports 1440 update.
This is Sports 1440,
A Stingray radio station.
broadcasting on Treaty 6 territory.
Download the free iHeartRadio app and listen to CKJR wherever you go.